Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you all like it, please like and subscribe, and hope you all enjoy it. Have a great rest of the day.
The grenades too, we were just talking about these earlier. These grenades that the Germans had that the US would run into a lot of different ways. We were just talking about the way that they would actually take it and kind of get it prepared and hang it over a door. And then if you're kicking in a door and then this flips into the room and lands, if you're in a dark room, you can't see it, you don't know what you're hearing rolling. And this thing, when the door knocked it, it set it off, and now you've got like 7 seconds before this goes off. So, but the Germans would, you know, unscrew it and pull it and throw it. And again, this is mostly going to be like for percussion, you know, just shock and surprise, and like, let's say you might throw this ahead of moving in, and they have different versions, right? You've got like this one that would go off. You've also got some similar that are smoke, and then you've also got what they called a Gabalthalatum or something like that. They would actually take one and they would take other heads, 7 other heads or 6 other heads, I'm not sure which one, and they would take wire and they would wrap them all together, and then you get that many more times.
Yeah, it's got a rocket on
when
the
you
back
threw that.
instead of
Yeah.
concussion charge.
Yeah. Your explosives actually in here. You can
Oh,
see
so
the
it's so it's
explosive.
stick in the ground.
And then that would go there, and that would be in the ground. And so this works similar to that, but this is cement.
Okay.
So there's not the metal, so it couldn't be detected by a metal detector, because there's not actually enough in this fuse to be detected. So you have wood and cement, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, and then again, like I said, that's the.
Okay. I never knew what a landmine looked like. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Yeah, so they improvised in different things, right? If they don't want it detected or not.
And that big round one when there was car detected.
Yeah, so this would be in a road, right? So you would have this, and then, and they're different designs. That the first one started out flat, and then they found that the wind and stuff would knock the dirt off, and so they ended up layering it so the dirt would stay better on it, right? Covered up more of it, so
we're
it's
detecting it
a smaller surface to spot, right?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, they actually have fuse wells in here, and there's one usually in the side. Yeah, there's one here.
That would just blow the
And then,
ink up or whatever.
yeah,
just
so
send
you
it.
could actually, you could daisy chain them even if you wanted to, right? Because this actually takes the same screw as this guy, and also
That's what. Yeah. That's
as the wooden one, the shoe one, this one, right? So they're the same, like this would be your incendiary, right? This block in here, that's actually kind of like, well, let's just use a generic term. Let's call that dynamite or whatever, right?
yeah.
So that's your C4 or whatever they put in this particular apparatus. We could get my husband over here, he'd know. But and then you've got your fuse, and then it would be set off. When you step on it, this presses that down and it sets it off.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's not enough metal on here to be detected with a mine detector.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Interesting. Okay.
items, some of the different
Landmine?
things that you would
What that is?
encounter in the field. Yeah, so the landmine would take enough pressure, like from a vehicle, right, to set that one off. So the big teller line there is for the vehicle weight,
No.
versus the ones that were what they call anti-personnel, right, would be some of the others. Like your shoe mine is the wooden one, and that one so that it can't be detected, you know, with a metal detector, right? There's actually a cement mine. These are original.
So which one is it that they always? Because I work for a prosthetic company, and several people have lost their limbs stepping on landmines.
Would have been any of these. Really?
None of those.
Any of these could have
So they
done
buried
it.
them under the ground.
This
and,
is the most, yes, exactly. This is the most similar to like the Claymore, or you know, it's like their predecessor, right? So this actually has like 3 prongs, and you could set this up for a tripwire or pressure.
okay.
right.
And then when they stepped on it, then it just
Yeah, it's got 2 bursts, so it would come up out of the ground as the first burst, and then the second one goes out like a 15-foot radius.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So very similar.
He lost both of his legs. Yeah.
This actually has like ball bearings inside. So
They'll
we
make a mess out of it.
Yeah.
yeah, we have one. I don't think we have it with us. We've got some of the ball bearings from one of the original ones. And like this is inside here, there's a wall, and that's where those are.
I was always
And-
curious what they were because I always have all the veterans that they step on landmines and.
Oh,
your
job,
Yeah. We treat a lot of veterans. Yeah.
Well, and it's the same concept back then as it is now.
Right.
Where if you injure your opposition, it takes 3 to 7 people to deal with that person versus killing. That's one person out of the battle.
Yeah. I
So-
worked for Hanger for 26 years, and J.E. Hanger made the first prosthetic in the Civil War.
Yeah.
He lost his.
That's the one in the movie Behind Enemy Lines.
Yeah, where they
the dude
step on it and they
steps
think they're gonna stand there and keep their foot on it till their buddy comes along. No, the fuse starts and it's around 4 seconds, so that when the first guy steps on it, by the time he's 4 seconds past it, it's getting the guy a few steps
About how
back.
big would the explosion be? Like how like if
This
you were like over there, would you be safe?
well, this one has 2 explosions. This is an explosive device with metal scraps around the inside of here, inside of a secondary wall. Then there's a smaller wall in here. This big fat thing here is where you pour the liquid explosive in. Then it sets like a putty.
Yeah.
That's whoop. Yeah. see there. Thank you. Yeah. So that's where you pour the explosive in. So you pour the explosive in there. That's your filler hole.
I did
And
They were.
these other screws actually hold the top piece to a bottom piece that looks almost just like it.
Wait, so would it be this part would be in the ground?
This would be in the ground up to they call this grass. These little wires are known as grass because that's all you'd see of it.
Right.
And they're very rigid. They're not springy at all. And when you do that, a little ball detent pushes in and it strikes and the fuse is lit. It doesn't matter, how long you stand there. It's going off in about 4 seconds.
Okay.
If there is a delay on it, where you can just stand there on it for a while, it's a dud.
Same way
It doesn't mean it's not going to go off in 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever like that.
Is a little bit.